Hopefully you get to see and hear okay. It's been a little bit since I streamed here. So this is box 1 of 2. This one here is full. So there's 50 cards in this box. We'll break the seal on stream, just so you know that I haven't pre-checked it. So I sent this out last week of August. It was delivered to them on August 29th. And the one thing I gotta say I was not a fan of with CGC, it took them 2 weeks just to scan it in as delivered. So this thing was sitting in like a post office or a warehouse or some receiving center for 2 weeks before they scanned it, just to give me the peace of mind that it was delivered okay. Was not a fan of that. Also, they're having a problem with their tracker online, so it wasn't really giving me the correct steps on like where it was in the grading process. All is said and done, it took about 45 non-working days, like, you know, in total. Or, you know, 45 days in total with business and non-business days. There was about a week delay because of the hurricane, but it's here safe and sound now. That's all that matters. But I was a little nervous. Alright. So let's crack this open. I do have CGC's website open, so we can... I'm going to be comparing pop reports. So, like, in other words, if I get a card and it gets a Gem Mint 10 or Pristine 10, I want to cross-reference and see if it's the only one that exists in a 10 on some of these cards. I'm not sure which card is where, in terms of, like, the ordering on this. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky. Hold on. I'm going to just take my order sheet out here. Give me a second. I want it revealing anything. And it will have the grades on it, I believe, so I'm just going to throw that to the side. Alright. So I am not sure what card is what. Let me just see. Okay, so that's the back. Okay, so this is the beginning here, I believe. Right back here is the first card I got graded, which is a Topps Pikachu. Now, am I going to do this? This thing does not want to stay up. A lot of the cards I got graded, by the way. How do we want to do this? This is a little too close to the camera. Let's do... Let's do something like that. What do I want to use to cover the grade? Guess we'll have to use a Pokémon card. It's a mix of card games, but a lot of them are Topps Pokémon. Now, a lot of the cards that I got graded were Topps cards, and these are notoriously hard to grade. Because the corners are square, very delicate, very easy to ding. Most top cards are probably going to be a 9 or a 9.5 at the best. Pristines on these are really hard to get. Because don't forget, these are the packs that I'm opening. And the cards are like sticking together. The corners, even in the pack, all you gotta do is just drop that pack once or hit the pack in a wrong way, and that thing is dented. So I graded 2 of these Pikachus. Was this a first print? This is a second print Pikachu. So, card information, how Topps does it. Card information is on the left. This is why I like CGC, because it's very easy to read. Pokemon card name, the set it's from, the year, Series 1 specifically, the card number, which is 25, and then it even specifies second print. This is something PSA does not do. PSA does not do this. So I really like their labels. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I actually know the grade of this card. And the reason I know is because when I went on the website to check my order status, my peripheral vision caught the first graded card, which is a 9. So that is not a surprise to me. Everything after this, though, I don't know what it's going to be. So that just shows you, right? Like, now I pre-graded all these cards, and what pre-graded means is I sat there with a lighted magnifying glass with a microfiber cloth, and I examined as close as I could. Now, there are cards that I submitted that I said, okay, this might be a 9. I didn't expect everything to be a 10. CGC has very high standards on Topps cards, but that just means getting a 10. Where's my little... Got a little microfiber cloth to take these fingerprints off. So that just means getting a 10 or a pristine 10 is all the better. So their grading scale is 1 to 10. They do point grades, 0.5 grades. So that means I can get a 8.5, 7.5. Honestly, those are the grades that I want the least. To put it to you this way, I think I'd rather have a 9 than a 9.5, and I know that sounds weird. I'm not the biggest fan of the half-point grades. Now, there is a Gem Mint 10, which will be a white label, but then there's something known as a Pristine 10, and you guys will know this Pristine 10 when you see it. It's a special black label card with gold, like, it's black and gold. And I will know it's a Pristine 10 when I take it out of the box, because the back, unlike this, will be black and gold instead of white and black. So, it's a good start. Pikachu in a 9 is still not terrible, and a lot of these cards I do plan on selling online, right, like to help pay for the hobby. So, for example, if I get a 10 here on the Pikachu, it'll be up to me to decide if I want to keep the 9 or the 10 Pikachu. I'm sure I'm going to mess up these reveals sometimes. I'm still used to card reveals. So this is also a second print top, so it's based on the color of the logo. So blue is first print, black is second print. So same card, second print, and we got the Gem Mint 10 on that one. Awesome. Not a pristine, but I will take a Gem Mint 10. I believe this card and a Gem Mint 10 on eBay is like a $80, $90 card. So that is a really good start. Not the pristine, so there is a grade above this, but the chance of getting that on most cards is very, very, very slim. You can do a submission of 100 cards and not get one, so let's see what happens. All right, from here on out, I don't know what cards are in what order. Oh, this is my checklist. Oh no, this is a... Oh, these ones are going to be really interesting to see what the grade is. These probably grade really rough. Because they are foil, but it's got like a stipple foil. So the corners of these tend to get a lot of chipping. As you can see, like these are really finicky. So I know that these had chipping, like I could see some chipping here, so I think this is probably like an 8 or an 8.5 would be my guess. And this is from the Topps first series as well. It's like an insert card. Yeah, 8.5. See, I know what I'm talking about here. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys and be like, yeah, this is a Gem Mint 10. Like, I kind of expected these kind of grades because I could see the damage beforehand. But just to protect, this is nice because these damage very easily. So how about we'll do 10s, 9s, and below. Okay, so this is Ash. Now getting a 9 or a 10 on the Ash would be really nice. This one I can see has chipping in the top left. And the bottom right corner also appears to have like a teeny tiny little nick. So I would not be surprised if this is a 7.5 or an 8, but we'll see if we get something better. 8? Yep. See, I'm able to kind of accurately predict these. But these are kind of the grades I was expecting beforehand. I was not expecting Gem Mint 10s on this, because guess what? They're not Gem Mint. Even though they are fresh out of a pack, these Topps cards are just notorious for being hard to grade. Got the Gary Oak. Fortunately, I did not get a Misty, I don't think, for these. Gary also seems to have similar issues. Bottom right. If anything, it looks like it might actually have a little dent. Gary, I'm thinking might actually be a 7 or a 7.5 because of that bottom right corner 8 looking the hottest. Wow, I'm actually really accurate with my grades. I have to say. I feel like I'm pre-grading pretty decently. But some of these packs I opened up and I said I'm going to grade it no matter what the condition looks like. Alright. This is Shelder from, I think this is first series? No, series 2, silver foil. Now if I remember right, there were no 10s in this card. And I can't check ahead of time because if I see a 10 then it might spoil my grade, but I'm pretty sure I graded this specifically because nobody had achieved a 10 on this yet. But we know these foils are really hard to get 10s on. Let's see what we got. Okay. There's the gem in 10. We're going to check the grade. This could be the first 10 graded in foil shoulder. Let me see this. I can check real quick. Shoulder, silver foil. They have graded 15 of silver foil Shelders, and this is the third one they've graded in a 10. There are 2 Pristines. There's 1 9, there's 4 8.5s, and 2 8s. May want to move it off camera because you can see the grade. Okay, hold on. I can't see it, but you guys probably can. It should be a little bit better. Okay, happy with that. Yeah, these stipple foils were the ones I knew were going to be the toughest because of those little dots on there. I think when I opened those packs too, they were also sticking a little bit. Okay, so we've got a Onyx. I think this was a foil, which is why I graded it. Yep. Onyx. Top left corner might have something going on, but that just could be my eyes playing tricks on me. I think I do see a little nick in that top left. But I think this is just one of those cards where I sent it in anyway because I don't open a ton of these packs and I would submit any foil that looked like it was decent. So I would not be surprised if that corner, if that is an issue, makes this like an 8.5 or something. 7, yeah, I could see that corner. Right up here. There's something going on with it there. And back here as well. Bottom left corner. But that's just how these top cards are. They are kind of hard to grade. Even out of a pack. All these are fresh out of a pack. All of them are fresh out of a pack. Let me see how many of these Onyxes have been graded. So 17 Onyxes have been graded. And I have the only 7. But it is one of the lower grades for Onyx. Oh, this is the clear Bulbasaur. So this is the clear card. I got this from Series 3. Oh no, this was Series 2, excuse me. So this card is clear plastic. Not really sure what to expect. To me, it looked mint. Like, this thing looked 10 worthy, so let's see what we got. And it was a 10. Yeah, I knew. So you guys were there when I opened this pack in a live stream. I pulled this thing, and I'm like, I don't see a single thing wrong with it. 10 in a Bulbasaur. Let's check the count on this. Let's see, clear card, Bulbasaur. There are 137 of these graded. Because the way these work, I think it's 1 in every 8 packs you get a clear card. So obviously a lot of these packs get opened over the years and a lot of them will be pulled at some point. 137 graded and there are 19 10s. So not bad actually. Getting a 10 on this card, there are... Oh no, I'm sorry, there's 19 Pristines. There's 41 10s. 32 9s, so the clear cards are probably some of the easiest to get a good grade in if you pull them pack fresh, but I'm still not going to complain about a Gem Mint 10 on a Bulbasaur. Just because it's not something... It's not like a silver foil where the chipping can occur on the corners. So I'm pretty sure as long as you're pulling that from a good condition pack, you're probably going to get a 9.5 or a 10 on it. Alright, Kingler. I think I graded a Krabby after this. I don't know if this is accurate, but it looks like color's off on that. It's kind of weird. I think I graded a Krabby. I should have done it Krabby and then Kingler, but I thought this, in my pre-grading, I thought this looked really good condition. I thought it was 10 worthy. Now that I am reflecting in this in the light, though, this bottom right corner does look like it might have teeny tiny little nick there, but we'll see. It could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. Nope, it's a 10. So yeah, it was, because I remember pre-grading this and I'm like, I don't see a single issue with this, so I'm going to send it in. Kingler, let's see if that is our first 10 on a Kingler. Kingler is 52 graded in total. There are 18 10s. I think that one I was aiming for the Pristine, but unfortunately we did not get the Pristine. Okay, here's the Krabby. I should have done them in the other order, but it is what it is. Can we get the set of a 10 Krabby and a 10 Kingler? That's why I graded them. They both looked perfect, pretty much. Nope, he's a 9. The inferior Krabby to the Kingler. Alright. Right on. I think I graded this just because I thought this one was 10 worthy. And indeed it was. My intuition was correct. I pre-graded a lot of my Topps cards, and I have a lot more Topps cards, but I really only tried to send in ones that... If it was a foil, I'd probably send it in regardless, unless it was really bad. But if it was just a regular card and I looked at it, I'm like, I don't see a thing wrong, I would send it in no matter what the Pokemon was. Couldn't send them all in. I'll have to send in batches in the future. Right on. 56 Rhydons graded, 5 Pristines, and there are 11 Gem Mint 10s. Most of them get a 9, so I have a pretty decent grade on that Rhydon. Here, let's put the 10 stack here. Get the 9s. 9s and 9.5s in the middle. And then put this here. Oops, I think I was screwing this up a little bit. 9s here, 10s here. So far the 10s outnumbering the other grades by 1 card. It's a good start. Seal. I think this was just one that I graded because I thought it was 10 worthy, and I really like the art on this seal. Also Series 2, and it's a 10. Got the eye for the Topps. Seal. There are 3 Pristine 10s. Boy, if I can get a Pristine on a Topps card, boy, that would be fantastic. There are 11 Gem Mint 10s. The majority are in 9s. There are 18 9s. So you did pretty good on that. Ooh, the cute little Charmander card. This is the first appearance of Charmander. 10 on this would be pretty big. Anything Charmander in a 10 would be nice. And obviously Charizard. I don't remember what my pre-grade on this was like, but from what I'm seeing here, it looks pretty good. And it is a 10 in the Charmander. That's the cutest Charmander's ever looked, in my opinion. His first appearance. Into the 10 stack. What card is this? This is Pokemon Topps Series 2 Stray. Let me just look up how many 10s exist for that. Uh, 60... Oops. What's the number on this? EP11. Uh, 60 have been graded, 2 Pristines, there are 17 Gem Mint 10s. Just making sure you guys can't see the grade. Hold on, I might have to flip this box, give me a second. Because as I reveal these, you guys will see it, even though I won't. We'll have to do something like this. It's a little awkward. The setup I have. Uh-oh. Somehow just like unplugged my monitor. Waiting for it to come back on. There it goes. Where's my mouse? Hey, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. Okay. I'm gonna like check these. I'm gonna like slowly pull it out just to see if it's a pristine. And if it is, then I'll cover the whole card somehow. Oh, I sent this in because I had the Hitmonchan Hitmonlee match. I was gonna see if I can get the 2 Gemmint 10s on both of these. Two 10s on a Hitmonchan and a Hitmonlee would be awesome, or just give me the same grade if it's not going to be a 10. Nice, we got the 10. Please, Hitmonlee, for the pair. That's why I sent these. I thought they both look really good. Both having really cool art. Oh, it looked really good to me. If it's not a 10, it's got to be like a 9.5. Oh, the pair, awesome. That's why I sent them. And they are sequential. So sequential means if you look at the serial numbers, they will end in the number is all the same. So it's like 1401044585014. And this is all the same numbers, except it goes 1415, so they're sequential. To some people, that kind of matters. That's what I was going for, the sequential 10s. Let's see how many 10s exist in those. Okay, so Hitmonlee, 58 graded, 15 Gemmint 10s. Hitmonchan, 65 graded, 5 pristine, 26 Gemmint 10s. There are a lot of Hitmonchans, not as many Hitmonlees. Kind of interesting, the discrepancy between them. But not many people consider they got sequential 10s. What is this? They weren't like stacking. There we go. These things do stack really nicely. Let's make sure I'm stacking correctly here. I didn't put any 10s in here that weren't... Okay. Okay, previewing for Pristine. Oh, the Cubone. Cubone and a 10 would be pretty nice. Kind of a fan favorite Pokemon. We've been on a pretty big 10 streak. I wouldn't doubt it if this is not a 10. Kind of shining this in the light. I don't see... Oh, that bottom right corner, though. I don't know if that's part of the card. I don't know. I thought I saw something here, but we'll see. I don't think I would have sent it, though. Yeah, a 9. It might be this bottom right corner. Looks like there might be like something weird going on there. I'm not sure. Top right. Actually, I think it might be the top right. Yeah, there's like a little minuscule non-perfect corner, it seems. So CGC normally charges $11 per card, but if you join their 1-year membership... Now, I want you to listen to this carefully. You join their 1-year membership for $150, but joining their 1-year membership gives you $150 in grading credit. So you are hearing that correctly. $150 to get a 10% discount on grading your cards. So that would mean my cards cost like 9 and change to grade. And you get $150 back in grading credit, so it works out to be... Their first year is essentially free to join, to get 10% off your card grading. So that was pretty hard to pass up. You can actually get 20% off, but then you'd have to do a higher tier membership, but I didn't go for that. Okay. Oh, this one is really big. Get that fingerprint off of there. This was from Series 3. This was my foil from my Series 3 pack, I believe. That I opened one of. Now, when I remember checking this, I don't think a Gem Mint 10 existed, and I'm almost certain that a Pristine 10 did not exist. I'm kind of like, the bottom here looks a little... like the edges might get kind of dinged there in the grade. But Brushing Teeth Pikachu puzzle piece in foil, this would be really big if this got a 10 or a Pristine 10. Obviously, it's not a Pristine 10, because I would have known when I pulled it out. But yeah, Series 3, this is the only Series 3 foil that I got, because I only opened one of these packs. Man, CGC labels are just next level. Look at this. It says puzzle card. They actually specify middle right. That is so cool. PSA labels do not do stuff like that, and if they do, it's abbreviated to hell. It would be like P card MR. Like, I'm not even joking. They abbreviate the hell out of their labels. All right, let's see. 9 or above, I'd be really happy with this. 9. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at the edges, and I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, I can see the bottom edge here. It's probably what it got knocked for. But a 9 in that is pretty good. Let me see how many of those exist. Let's see. Middle right. T04? Oh man, yeah, I was really hoping for the 10 on that. Only 11 of these have been graded. None of them have ever received a grade higher than 9. So there are no 9.5s, there are no 10s, no Pristine 10s. But I do have the highest grade. There's only 4 of them that exist in a 9, so that's still pretty good. Okay, still no Pristines. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, I don't expect a high grade on this. So this is a puzzle piece card. Now, it's embossed. If I remember right, this is the Nidoran. But this is a puzzle piece where, look at these corners. Sharp edges. Mine definitely had some issues. This stuck to my pack, like my cards as well, so there's a little bit of like card stickage that I could not, it's just permanent. There's nothing you can do about it. But I just wanted to grade this because this card is really hard to protect, just to kind of encapsulate it. I'm going to say that this got a 6.5 or a 7, maybe even a 6, because these are just notorious for being hard to grade. Series 3 EVO7. I was going to grade it anyway because it was a Series 3 card. Wow, an 8.5. Okay. Wow. Maybe because, so CGC, the front was really nice. There was like nothing wrong with the front. So sometimes they take that into account when any kind of like problems are on the back. It doesn't really take away as much from the card. But yeah, I'm pretty surprised with that one. 8.5 near mint. I'll take that. See how many of those exist. That's actually really good for a die cut. Nidoran, EVO7. Only 6 have ever been graded. 1 9.5. There's 1 9. And there's 3 8.5s. So we're sort of in that middle tier. Ooh, the Vaporeon. Now this, some of you might remember my stream where I pulled this. This thing was mint as mint can be. I was like, man, this thing is getting a 10. I almost thought it was going to get a Pristine. It was so good. Obviously not a Pristine. We would have known from the back of the label. But a 10 in Vaporeon would be... And plus this Vaporeon art is kind of unique. I don't remember seeing that art used anywhere else. Would be really nice. And it's Series 3. 8.5 on the Vaporeon. Interesting. That's the first grade that kind of surprises me. Because I remember checking this thing and I don't remember seeing a single thing wrong with it. They must have saw something I didn't. I'm trying to shine this in the light, see if there's any kind of corners. Corners looking okay. The only corner that might be a little suspect is this bottom left one. Actually, I think it is the bottom left corner. Because even on the back, it's really hard for me to tell what it is. Like, it's so minute. But there is something going on there. It's so minor, though. I feel like this should have got a 9, but it is what it is. That's one I'll probably sell. If it was a 10, I'd probably keep it. Ooh, the Squirtle. Okay, this is a Series 2 Squirtle. Really like the art on this. Or sorry, Pokemon the first movie, second print Squirtle. Anything 10 in a starter is what we're looking for. 9, okay. I'll take a 9. Honestly, it's better than an 8.5. 8.5 is probably the grade I want to see the least. Just because I hate the half grades. They are what they are. Let's see if I could find out why this got a 9. Like I said, some of these I submitted just because I pulled them from packs, right? And if it looked good, like if it looked 9 condition, I would submit it. I wouldn't submit anything that's like, okay, this is probably going to get a 6 or 7 or something. So some of these, they do stick in the pack. So this could have been one of those ones that stuck to another card in the pack. And they picked it up with their jeweler's loop, right? Like, I'm not using a jeweler's loop, but I'm using a pretty good magnified, lighted magnifying glass. Oh, I think I see what they saw. Yeah, top left corner. Top left. If you look as the light hits it, it's you can kind of ever so slightly see it. It's a teeny bend or of some sort. So I agree with that grade. Let's see how many of those are in a 9. Probably a lot. What? How do I keep turning this? Oh, my keyboard must be tugging on the freaking cable. Hold on, I gotta move this keyboard. Ugh. My keyboard keeps tugging on my monitor and like turning it off. Should be back on in a second. Take a sip of water. Our 10 stack is still higher. That's always a good sign. Okay. Just see if I can position this keyboard in a way where it's not going to tug on the power cable. Yeah, the inconsistent bend. Alright, Squirtle. Oh. Forgot I gotta open up another tab real quick. Pokémon Pops first movie Pop CGC. And Squirtle is E7. This is what? Second print Squirtle. 51 graded. Wow, actually I did not do bad on that Squirtle. There's 2 Pristine 10s. There's only 9 Gem Mint 10s. 2 9.5s and 13 9s, so... there's quite a bit 8.5s and 8s. So, we kind of fell in the middle of what the average grade tends to be on that, but a little bit on the upper end. It's not as many 10s on that as I would think. Okay. Ivysaur. I would have graded the Bulbasaur if I had him in this card, but unfortunately I don't think I pulled the Bulbasaur. Yawning Ivysaur. See if I can catch anything. Bottom right corner looks like it might have the same issue that the Squirtle had. So I'm going to say this also gets a 9, maybe even an 8.5, because this one looks like it might be a little worse. 9, it's okay. So pretty accurate on that as well. Let's see. E2. And that is a second print. 29 graded. 2 Pristine 10s. 12 10s, 1 9.5, 6 9s. So yeah, there are a lot of gem mint 10s in that one. Ooh, Venusaur. This is a big one. Obviously, everybody likes Venusaur more than Ivysaur. This is potentially, like... I think this is my second favorite Venusaur art. After the Black Star promo from the strategy guide. A 10 in this would be fantastic, but as we've been seeing, we've been a little unlucky. Bottom right corner might have the teeniest little ding. Nowhere near as bad as the other two, so this if anything, this might get a 9.5, maybe even a 10. Yeah, or give me a 9 so it matches the Ivysaur. Oh, we got the 10. That's a keeper for me. Because that's my favorite, one of my favorite Venusaur arts. No Pristine, but we take the 10. See how many of those exist. That is second print. 38 graded. 1 Pristine, 11 10s. So out of 38 of them, we're in 11 of them out of the 38 are gem mint with 1 Pristine. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Glad I missed that bump. It's probably not even... They don't... Believe me, they don't miss anything. It's just... This bottom right corner to me looked like it might have had something going on, but it's like so small that if I'm not looking at it with a magnifying glass, I can't confirm it. Yeah, CGC is not going to miss anything, believe me. And usually neither will PSA, but CGC, they usually find every little tiny thing that is wrong with your card. Charmeleon. Pretty awesome card art on this one. This and Pristine would have been so good. It's a shame I'm not getting Pristines in any of the Topps cards, but it is what it is. I mean, these freaking Topps cards are just... These are way harder to get Pristines in than normal Pokemon cards because of the edges and the sticking. I mean, they're just notorious. Getting 10s alone is something to be thankful for. Let's see. Doing a quick look here. This might be a 10 as well. I don't immediately see anything crazy with the corners. Also got the 10 on the Charmeleon. This is second print E5. Charmeleon, second print. 54 graded, 1 Pristine. Would have been so cool to get a Pristine on that, but 13 gem mint 10s. Majority of which fall in the 9 to 8 category, so we got a pretty good upper echelon of that card. Oh shit, this is the big one. This is my Error Charizard. This is huge. Honestly, I'll take any freaking grade with this. I'm also noticing that there is, unfortunately, a bend in the top left. So this is probably not going to get a 10. Almost certainly not going to get a 10 from what I'm seeing, unless it's playing tricks on my eyes. But this is an error because it's misaligned, is their classification of this error. If you look, some of you might remember I pulled this on stream. The card is cut off on the bottom here. You can see the logo's cut off. And then the next card is actually being printed on the top of Charizard. So it's a misalignment cut. It's only like that on the back. And the reason I like CGC, especially for errors, is they actually classify this on the label. So you can see here, Pokemon Topps, first movie, and it says misalignment. And I think it will mark it as an error under the grade as well. So, man, honestly I'd be happy, obviously with a 9 and above, but just to have this properly labeled and encapsulated as an error card, I'll take it too. 10 would be pretty big on this, but I don't know. Unless the slab is playing tricks on me, it looks like there is something going on with that back corner. 9 error. I'll take a 9. I'm happy with a 9. See, they show it as an error. And I think the thing that did it, unless it's really hard to tell. That might be something going on with the plastic here. Because it's weird. It's like, I think that actually is the plastic. Oh yeah, that is definitely the plastic. Okay, so it actually is in that top left corner. They caught something on here. Oh no, I see what it is. I see it. Man, CGC is good, boy. I see what they caught. Look right here. There's like a pinprick in the card. Right there. Like a pinprick dent. Right here. You can see it. So that's what got it the 9 instead of the 10, but I will still take that gladly. It's going to be another first movie card. Oh, okay. The sticker. Man, I have no idea for this one, to be honest. I just submitted it because it's Charizard, Charmeleon, and Charmander. A sticker. So these are 3 stickers. Notoriously hard to grade this card because of that. And these tend to stick to cards in the packs when you open a pack fresh these days, you know, 25 years later. Obviously a 10 would be nice, but because it's a sticker card, it has the back. Man, I don't know. I'm going to say that it gets... I'm just going to say an 8.5, just because I just don't trust the sticker card. Sticker puzzle card, second print. 8. I'm telling you guys, I'm pretty good with those grade guessings. I'll take it though. Okay. Go from all the way up here. It's a little hard to reach. Bear with me. Dratini. If I remember right, this has a very high population. Not seeing anything too crazy in the corners. This might be a 10 or a 9.5. Even though it doesn't really seem... Actually, this grader doesn't seem like they hand out a lot of 9.5s, which is a good thing. I'm not a fan of that grade. 10 Dratini. Very nice. Get back into the 10s, see how many of those exist. Actually, let me check that Charizard too real quick. That is from first movie. So that is second print. I can't see how many errors there are, and actually mine is probably the only one out there as far as I'm aware. See, is there a number on that? E6, I think it says. And that is second print. Unfortunately, not the first print, but it is what it is. Second print, Lactops, 154 graded. 34 Gem Mint 10. So even if I would have got a Gem Mint 10 in that, it would have been like, whatever, there's already 34 of them out there. 7 9.5s, 22 9s. But mine is probably the only error that exists, and that is definitely a keeper for me. Isn't there a mark on Dratini's eye? No, that's just a piece of dust. Yeah, these slabs sometimes get a little dust on them from the holders that are inside. Dratini, E10. And that is also second print. 34 graded, 2 Pristine 10s, 10 Gem Mint 10s, so we rounded out the upper half. Not too many Gem Mint 10s for Dratini. Oh shit, okay, we got our first Pristine. Oh man. I mean, there's nothing I can do except for just take it out and reveal what it is. I think I might know what this is, because I may remember what's after Dratini. Here, let me do something. This could be a big one, so get ready for it. I'm going to take this, slide it behind here. Kind of cover it. I'm going to show you guys how you tell if it's a Pristine. So this is how I tell when I'm taking it out. See how the label looks? It's gold. So they kind of spoil it, and if you look at the back of one that isn't pristine, right, so you can tell right away. Alright, we're just gonna flip it. I think I know what this might be. And it's gonna look awesome in a pristine. Oh my god, Dragonite Pristine 10. I will take that as the first pristine. Look at that label. Of course I did the Dragonite. Unfortunately, I did not have a Dragonair, otherwise I would have done it sequentially. Now look at that label. It's like a textured golden 10. So this is their highest grade. This could be the only one that exists. I have to check this. And this is second print, unfortunately. Not the first print, but it is what it is. But in the second print... E12, where is that? Why is it not showing E12? Let me see. Dragonite. Okay, there are 50 of these graded. There are 7 pristines, 10 gem mint 10s, and a ton of 9s. There's 13 9s, quite a few 8s. So this is only the 7th pristine 10, and I will gladly take that. I think that looks awesome with the pristine 10 label. And Dragonite, you guys know that's one of the top of the top. One of the top of the top. So I'll have to see if this is going to be a keeper or a seller. I'll have to see what these may have sold for. I mean, there's only 6 others out there, so there may not be a sales history. Right, but if I get a crazy offer on this, it has potential to be sold, but that all depends. So I think we got to do a pristine. We'll make the pristines in the back there. Dragonite's one of the big Pokemon. Usually Dragonite cards fetch higher prices than others. Alright, we'll see if that's going to be the only pristine. Still got this whole row to go through. Ooh, this is a cool one. So this is Rainbow Hollow for Pokemon the first movie, Leaving the Nest. With Mewtwo. If this gets a 10, this is when I'm likely to sell. I'm not the biggest Mewtwo fan. So if this is a 10, this is a sell it candidate for sure. Second print. 8.5. Yeah, these are tough to grade. Any of the rainbow foils. Foils inherently are going to be harder to get 10s on than the non-foils. So, not a surprise, but yeah. I'll probably sell this anyway. It is Mewtwo. There are bigger Mewtwo fans out there than me. Oh, a Charizard. Okay, this would be really big in a 10. I think I just submitted this regardless because it was a foil, rainbow foil Charizard, so this might also be in that like 8.5 range. It's really hard sometimes to tell with these rainbow foils. Corners look pretty good to me, but I'm not going to hold out for a 10 on this. You're supposed to view it this way. It gets his head stuck. 9. Okay. That's pretty good. I'll take a 9 Charizard. Rainbow foil. So this is Trapped Charizard. Let's see how many of those are out there. Trapped. Second print, Rainbow. Only 3 of those have been graded? Wow. Yeah, there's a 9.5, there are no gem at 10s, and then there's 2 9s, so that... Wow. Wow, that is really rare. This is so strange, right? Because first print blue, non-foil, 128 graded. First print rainbow foil, 22 graded. Right? Listen to this discrepancy. 22 of that were graded in the first print, but only 3, including mine, in the second print. First print blue silver foil, not rainbow, there's 2 different foil effects, 28 graded. Second print non-foil, 25 graded, and then listen to this, second print, which is the one that I submitted, but instead of rainbow it had silver, foil. There's 14 of those. So this could have been a really big short print somehow. It's just really weird there's only 3 of those graded total. Oh, okay, that ends Topps Pokemon. Alright, so now we're getting into normal Pokemon. So Topps Pokemon, we had more 10s than anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 10s and 1 Pristine 10. So 14 10s total. So we did pretty good. Alright, so this is getting into normal Pokemon. I don't remember the order that I put these in, so we're just going to find out together. From the looks of this card, this is not one of my childhood cards because this is in pretty nice shape. I don't know what I would have started with. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Sabrina's Golduck. I bought this on eBay because it looked really good condition. Unfortunately, when I was taking this out of the top loader, it was really, really tight in the top loader. And I really hope that that didn't do anything to the card when I was pulling it out. But to me, this looked 10-worthy, and Golduck's one of my favorite Pokemon. First edition, and I just really like the art on this Golduck, so a 9. Okay, I'm thinking because it's either the centering looks like it's a little bit heavier on the right. Other than that, it's probably where I pulled it out on top. They might have caught something up there, like the edge probably might be a little thinner there from pulling, but it's better than an 8.5. Okay, another Pokemon normal card. Do you not know the orders I had these in? Okay, so this, I think this actually came in one of my mystery packs. You know, the ones that I unbox in videos. And I was looking through them, and like 99% of them had issues to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't think that has a shot at a 10. But this Haunter looked pretty darn good. So this is from a mystery pack. Let's see if we can get a Gem Mint 10 from some random eBay seller. Base set. Oh, 1999 to 2000? Oh, shoot. Oh, wow, we pulled the 1999 variant. So that is a variant from base set. Right up here. Right, I'm not an expert on base set, but this is like an extra variant where this was the... So there was first edition, then there was Shadowless, and then there was Unlimited, and then 1999 to 2000, I believe, is how it went. So this is like the final print of it, as shown by the years. 9 Haunter. Okay, I'll take a 9 Haunter. I'm actually curious to see how many of those exist in that subset. I was not prepared to do a search of this. Let me see. 1999 to 2000. Pokemon CGC Pop Base. This might take me a second to find. I don't know if CGC base set first edition, base set unlimited. Do they classify? I think I gotta go into base set unlimited. Let me just look up Haunter real quick. Okay, so they do have a subset. Wow, there are very few of these graded. There are, just for perspective, 852 of the 1999 Haunter graded, and there are 60 of this version of Haunter graded. And I actually got a pretty good grade. There's 1 Pristine 10, there's 9 Gem Mint 10s, there's 3 9.5s, and there's 23 9s, so we're in the upper half of grades for this one. Okay. Still not my childhood collection from what I'm seeing, because these are looking pretty good. Okay, I think this was just another one. Oh wait, this actually may have been from my jungle pack. I don't think this was from a mystery pack. I think this actually was from my jungle pack that I opened. My unlimited jungle pack. Thought it looked pretty good. Honestly, pack fresh from jungle, I was probably going to submit anything anyway, especially if it was an uncommon. 9.5. Our first 9.5 of the box. Let's see real quick. Original series. Curious how many 9... This could be like one of the only ones. They don't give a lot of 9.5s. Jungle base. Unlimited. Lickitung. There are only 8. You know what? I'll freaking take that. I'll take that over a 9. There's 1 Pristine 10. There's 19 Gem Mint 10s. I have 1 of 8 of the 9.5s. And then there's 62 9s. So it's kind of a low population for this grade on Lickitung. Okay. Wow, the way that these are encapsulated, like when the light reflects where the two like card holders kind of like intersect, there is a weird plastic effect that almost makes it look like the corner is bent when it isn't. I don't know if the camera would ever pick that up. Okay, so I think this is my sequential, but out of order sequential, Meowth and Persian. So I pulled these from a pack personally. So I opened a unlimited jungle pack and pulled these from the pack fresh just recently. My only jungle pack that I've opened, well, since my childhood. So getting 10s would be awesome, obviously, but I want to get the same grades on both Meowth and Persian. So whatever this is, we need to hope that the Meowth also gets it. Oh, we got a 10 on the Persian. That's awesome. 10 on the Meowth would be... 10 on vintage Pokemon, boy. That is not easy to do. Let me see if I can look up Persian real quick. Let me open up Jungle. Persian. There are 589 graded. There is 1 Pristine 10. 22 10s. And the rest of them are 8s. Or, sorry, they're 9s, 8.5s, 8s, 7.5s. Tons of 9s, tons of 8.5s. So actually this is a really good grade. I've got 1 of 22 out of 589 for Gem Mint 10 on Persian. Personally pulled myself, so that means a lot. That's pretty awesome. It's way better to personally pull this and get a 10 than to just buy it off of some eBay seller that says it's in mint condition, you know? Alright, so this should be the Meowth. Oh man, please. Sequential pulls from a pack personally. Gem Mint 10, Meowth, and Persian. That would be... I mean, it was looking real good, I have to say. And this is from the same pack, by the way. Literally pulled Persian and Meowth from the same pack. An uncommon and a common. Like, what the heck are the chances of that? Alright, please. Please, grader. Realize how important this would be to get these two. Ah, man, the 8.5 on Meowth. So they must have... I was going to submit it anyway, obviously, from the same pack, but there must be something... Centering... Should be about the same as the Persian. Let's see. Oh yeah, bottom left corner and bottom right corner. Yeah, I kind of remember that. So there are white dots right down here. You can see the white dot there. You can see a little white dot there. There's also kind of a little white dot in the top right corner. And the Persian should not have that. Persian is clean. No white dots whatsoever. So, to give you an idea of how they grade and like how little teeny tiny things can influence a grade like that. That's okay. I will take the 10 Persian, honestly. Okay. These are all from my jungle pack still, I believe. We pulled some good stuff. Okay, so there is a little white dot top left corner. And a teeny tiny little white dot bottom left. So this will probably be an 8.5 or a 9, whatever card this is. The Eevee. Okay, I'll take the 9. 9 is way better than 8.5. Curious to see how many 9 EVs are out there. There are, oh my god. There are 2,092 EVs graded from Unlimited Jungle. 9 Pristine 10s, 118 Gem Mint 10s, 22 9.5s, 465 9s. And then, 500 8.5, 300 8s. This should also still be from my Jungle or Fossil pack. Teeny white dot top right, teeny tiny white dot bottom left, so this will also probably not be higher than a 9, if that. But I told myself I was going to grade all these regardless, and it's the Pikachu. Hopefully a 9, same as Eevee. 9, same as Eevee, I will take it. I'm not even going to look up Pikachu, there's probably like 5 bajillion of them graded. Okay. Ooh, okay, so this was pulled by me, and I graded it, even though I remember this having, I think this might have had a, I don't remember, let me see. Actually no crazy white dots. It's a little piece of dust. Okay, it doesn't have white dots like the Pikachu and the Eevee. This may be 10 potential. Center, actually no it isn't. The centering is pretty heavy on the right, you can see it. Yeah, centering's kind of off, I remember that actually when I pulled it. So this is probably because of the centering in 9 or 9.5. I don't think that's within the grading parameters for a 10 on centering. Let's see what we got. But this was from my Jungle pack, so I was gonna grade it no matter what. 9, yeah. Otherwise it would have been a 10, absolutely. Maybe even a Pristine if the centering was perfect. But yeah, the centering unfortunately not good enough. But hey, I'll take a 9. Let's see how many Pidgeot 9s exist. Pidgeot 9. Oh wow. Actually we did pretty good on that. 221 graded. There are 16 Gem Mint 10s, 1 Pristine 10. 6 9.5s and 39 9s. A huge majority of them are 8.5 to 7.5, so actually did pretty okay with that. Alright, so this should start coming from my Fossil pack that I opened. Whitening on the bottom right corner, teeny bit on the edge. But that, yeah. I think that might keep it from a 10, but it might... Oh, this was my Raichu. Oh, man. Actually, I remember gushing over how good a condition this was when I pulled it from the pack. Perfect in-sync flip of the card of music change, by the way. There is a print line, which unfortunately means that they probably will weigh that into the grade. Maybe. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, depending on how distracting it is and how bad the print line is. But they do give out 10s with print lines, because that is a manufacturing error and not so much damage that happened to the card after the fact. Oh, this one means a lot to me. I'm sure some of you might have seen the video for this. I literally pulled this from a pack, a Fossil, a couple months ago. And I was not expecting a holo. Centering looks... I remember measuring the so I have a centering tool, so I measure the centering. The centering on this, from what I remember, was like perfect. 50-50 on both up and down, left to right. So the only thing that might hold this back is that print line, and maybe that one bottom right edge that looked like it could cause an issue. I'm gonna say it's a 9. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a 9. Ooh, it's an 8. Okay, I'll take it. Print line held it back for sure. And then this corner here, it's not like a white dot. Come on. But it is... It's like ever so slightly white around that corner. But, yeah, they held us back with that one. Otherwise, the corner, like everything else looks so good on this. There's no white dots, which is pretty big. Gonna look up how many of those exist. Gotta bring up fossil. Vintage hollows are very hard to grade, yes. If I remember right, there's only one pristine 10 of this, or maybe even none, for Raichu. Okay, so Raichu... There are 1,850 graded. There is a single pristine 10. There are 34 gem mint 10s, 17 9.5s, 255 9s, 448 8.5s, and 306 8s. So yeah, we're kind of just like in the middle of a giant pool of Raichu hollows. But this is staying with me. That card means way too much to me from the pack I pulled it from. Benefits of grading for personal collection. If it makes you happy, that's the benefit. Okay, Ghastly from Fossil. I think this is our first non-hollow Fossil card, right? Yep. Let's check the white dots. White dot bottom left. And it's about all I'm seeing. So it's probably going to be a 8.5 or a 9. 9. Yeah, when I opened those packs, I pretty much said, as long as it's not abysmal, it'll get graded. Is that dust? Okay, it is dust. White dot bottom left. Itsy bitsy white dot, so this might be a 9.5 if nothing else is wrong with it. Oh, wait, this is my childhood card. Holy crap. Then that back is looking good. Despite how I stored these cards. I don't even want to tell you how these cards are stored. Okay. Well, that was surprising. Thought this was still from Fossil. That back is not looking bad. Yeah, okay. Well, obviously the front holds more value to them than the back for grading. Yeah, so for those that don't know, I sold 99% of my childhood collection, like 20 years ago on eBay. I had pretty much full sets of base set, Jungle, Fossil, Rocket, Gym Challenge. Sold it all on eBay one time when I just was getting out of Pokémon to get more money for buying games. But I held on to a super small selection of cards, many of which were my Japanese cards, because at the time, Pokemon cards were worth almost nothing. So for all those cards that I sold, like almost complete sets of everything, I would open packs and literally put it into a binder. I didn't play the game. I didn't like always take them out. I got about $150 or $200 for everything. And that wasn't just cards. That was like my Pokemon toys, like literally everything. I made a lot, put it up for bid. That's what it went for. I sold my Charizard for 25 bucks. So, the last remnants of my collection actually mean a lot to me. And at the time, Japanese cards, nobody was selling Japanese cards. And I had Japanese cards in my childhood because I used to go to flea markets and the vendors there sold Japanese cards. So I actually did open these Japanese cards myself from packs. But they were so valueless back then, I didn't even deem them worthy of selling. So I just held on to them. Luckily, because I got some pretty good ones. So this is my promo Venusaur, which I did get from the strategy guide. And honestly, looking at it right now, there's not too much scratching on the holo. The centering's pretty good, like, man. But seeing that Raichu get an 8 pack fresh, I'm going to say I'd be happy with a 7 or above on this. It's not leaving my collection, but man. I don't know, I feel like I might be surprised on the grade on this one. Holo Pokemon TCG guide. 7, yeah, right on. That's about what I expected from this. Honestly, near mint, this thing staying in a binder page not sleeved for all these years, like that it was just sitting in a closet. That's pretty good for a vintage that was not well taken care of. Curious to see how many of those. Actually, that's going to be a little hard to look up that one, so we'll have to leave it. But I'm assuming it's probably like mid-grade for that thing. Probably a lot of 8s. Okay. I don't know what this is. Back looks pretty good. Oh, okay, just a random Blissey that I graded. I think I bought this on eBay. Chansey is one of my favorites, if not my favorite Pokemon. So I really like this Blissey card because it's Yukimori, and I really like Yukimori's clay artwork. Man, I don't know what to expect on this. Looks pretty darn good to me, but I'm gonna say it gets like a 8.5 or a 9 or something. Wow, 6.5. Okay, I mean, it was just a random card off of eBay. But they definitely saw something on here for sure to get a 6.5. Trying to see what they saw. Oh, it's probably got to be a dent on the card somewhere. Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it. There is like a... It's not a crease, but it's like the beginnings of a crease. So if you look right here, you may not be able to see it. It appears like right there. It is ever so slightly bent. Gonna be honest, I don't remember sending in the card like that, but sometimes some cards gotta be sacrificed. I got better sleeves when they pulled them out of the card guards, where they can like just grab the plastic and pull it out. The ones I hadn't, they gotta like literally dig their hands in there and pull that shit out. Sadly, it is a reality with grading. Sometimes the graders can damage the cards, but not saying that's what happened here. But I did pre-grade all these, and I would have noticed something pretty crazy. 6.5 a little harsh, but if that is indeed what looks like a crease on the right side, I think it's warranted. Because I would normally never buy a Pokemon card with a crease. Even if it's like a very light, like not one that like wrinkles the card, you know, like the beginnings of a bend in a crease. I would never buy a card like that, so. Graded this Chansey, because it's Chansey. Thought it looked pretty good condition. This is from Expedition. These reverse hollows from the East series are notoriously hard to grade because it's a ton of foil, very prone to scratching. I don't remember seeing too much scratching on here, but I would be surprised if this got anything higher than a 9, honestly. 9, yep. Sounds about right. Back looks good. Okay, so this is the Raichu. I graded it. I know it seems kind of random to grade this, but some of you may have watched my video from like a year ago where I opened the PokeRev mystery packs, which I highly recommend you never do that, by the way. Do not buy those YouTuber mystery packs, okay? I got really lucky. My first pack that I opened, I got the gold level, which came with like a, I'm air quoting here, vintage pack. I was expecting something from like Wizards of the Coast era, and instead I got a platinum pack. It was Rising Rivals, which is, this is the rare that I got in the pack, which at the time was, I think, it was one of the lower tier vintage packs. I don't think I'd ever do one of those again, but I did get very lucky. Most people are not as lucky as I was. But if I remember right, this has a, at the time when I sent this in, no Gem Mint 10s existed for this card in the non-holo. But somebody did recently just get one back, and I saw it on eBay as a Gem Mint 10. So if this is a 10, this is a pop 2, which should be pretty cool. So obviously we're looking for the 10 on this. 8.5. And this is pack fresh, by the way. Pack fresh. I think it probably got hit for centering, would be my guess. The centering on these cards where the sides are really thin Can sometimes be kind of hard to eyeball the centering. But I didn't see anything crazy on here. Literally pack fresh. But that doesn't really mean much in vintage Pokemon. No, oh, actually, well, bottom right corner is a little teeny white dot. It seems like this grader, when they see a minuscule white dot on a single corner, they just like default to an 8.5 or a 9. It's got no shot anything higher than that. White dot top left corner. White dot bottom left corner. Oh, this is probably the... It's either the Snorlax or the Munchlax from that same pack. Yeah, so this is the reverse holo that I got from the Rising Rivals pack. Just was going to submit it regardless, I didn't care about the condition. Also, it's got some awesome Komiya artwork, which is a pretty big fan favorite artist. I'm going to say that this gets an 8 or an 8.5. Yep, pretty accurate. Same thing as the... I mean, hey, listen, that grader did not know that these came from the same pack. They both got the same grade. So, that's pretty consistent. They both technically have that same, like, potential for the corner damage, you know? And it was from the same corner, bottom right. Alright, so this should be the Snorlax. The Snorlax, however, does not have the whitening in the bottom right corner. There might be the tiniest little white thing up in the top left there, so that's probably going to hold it back, potentially. But it is really small. So I'm going to say that this gets a 9. Also from the same pack. Yep. I mean, hey, I'm not bad at seeing some of these grades, right? Like, I recognize that that one wasn't quite as bad as the other two. Okay. I'm not sure what this is about to be. Teeny white dot bottom left corner. So you know what that means. Oh, okay, yeah. This is a card that I got at a card show. Person gave it to me for $1, which honestly was a pretty good price for this at the time. Love the holofoil on this classic set. This was probably not worth grading, to be honest with you, because these cards are super plentiful, but I don't know, I just wanted to kind of encapsulate it for that card show. Memory of it. Holo Venusaur and Lugia EX deck, so this is probably a 9 or a 9.5. Oh, we got the 10 on the Chansey. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes they will be very lenient. Let me see. Where's that white dot? Yeah, there is a microscopic white dot in the bottom left corner, but that is still within range. That's essentially what held it back from a Pristine. Let's see if I can get that to focus. So there is a little teeny tiny white dot there. Without that white dot, this would have been a Pristine 10, but they still deemed it 10 worthy. I'm sure there's a lot of 10s of these cards, but I am curious to see. So what is this? Trading Card Game Classic. Pokémon Classic. CGC Pop. I don't think I can find this quickly, so we're gonna have to skip that. No, 8.5 is too low for that. The white dot on that is nearly microscopic. Yeah, I don't know how to find this quickly on CGC. How long ago? 2 months. 45 days or so. I'm trying to find this. There's probably a ton of 10s though, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not gonna know how to quickly find it, unfortunately, but there's probably quite a few of them, unless someone could look that up for me. Oh, we got a Pristine. A Pristine? What the hell could this be? Maybe it's not Pokemon. Let me see, let me peek at the back. Wow, it is Pokemon. It can't be vintage. Because I didn't submit too many mint vintage cards. What the hell? I'm not sure what this is about to be. Oh, no, it can't be that. It would have to be another Chansey card. I think I submitted all my Chanseys together. Hey, there's like a little dent in the tag. Oh, that's from the printing of the Pristine 10. Oh, no, it isn't. It's like a little line up there. You see that? Alright, I guess we're just gonna flip it. I'm not sure what this is about to be. Oh my, I was hoping for the Pristine 10 on that. Oh, I submitted this because I'm like, that would look fucking crazy in a Pristine 10 with the gold. I specifically submitted this for the Pristine 10, no other reason. And there it is, the Snorlax Chilling Reign. I told myself if this got a Pristine 10, I'd probably sell it. Because this card in Pristine 10 will pay for most of the entire submission. And I'm not a big modern collector. So I think if the price were right, I'd let this go. Yeah, I specifically submitted this and said if this gets a Pristine 10, this will pretty much pay for most of the submission. So we got it. Let me see if I can find Chilling Reign. How many of these exist? Chilling Reign, CGC pop. Yeah, that looks so cool with the gold borders and the Pristine 10. And Snorlax is a huge one. Snorlax cards are one of the, like, more fan favorite kind of card. 224. There are exactly 1,000 Snorlaxes graded of this card. 146 Pristines, which for modern Pokemon is, you know, that's kind of the standard. Most modern Pokemon don't have too much of an issue getting Gem Mint 10s or Pristines, but 442 Gem Mint 10s, 295 9s. So out of 1,000, there's 146, but the thing is there's a huge demand for Snorlax. So I'll take it. BGS, nah. I'd rather just stick with one grading company right now. I'm not crazy to go for black labels. This is literally the first time I've ever submitted cards for grading. BGS black label chasing, like, at that point you might as well just go to casinos and gamble on jackpots. That ain't for me. Because then you're just in it for the selling aspect. Like, I'm pretty sure you're submitting the CGC or BGS just to chase black labels and then flip them on eBay. That's not really what I'm after. Okay, not Pristine on this. Another one that I submitted. Well, this one... This is a pretty significant card for me because when I first started making videos on the channel, and I'm like, oh, let's get into some modern Pokemon. I haven't been in the opening Pokemon cards since my childhood. So I bought one ETB of Crown Zenith. And I got this in, like, the first ETB. I pulled the #1 chase card from the first ETB. And I pretty much stopped opening there. I didn't open too much more Crown Zenith after that. Even though this card means a lot to me, honestly, if this got the 10, I'd probably sell it. There it is. Nothing to go crazy over, right? Because there are a lot of Pristine 10s that exist in this. But this is probably an easy one to think about selling to offset the cost of grading. Awesome artwork, but modern Pokemon, not really what I'm collecting personally, even though I personally pulled that. Oh, we're starting, I think, my Japanese Pokemon. This is either from the Japanese pack that I opened or from my personal childhood collection. I think this is from the pack, from the looks of it, because that's looking pretty good. Okay, yeah. I so happened to pull a Meowth from my Japanese jungle and my US jungle pack that I opened. So, Japanese cards tend to grade a little easier than English, so I wouldn't expect something too low on this unless I just somehow missed something crazy on here. We'll see. Got the 10 on Meowth. Nice. Well, we got the Japanese Meowth in a 10. We didn't get the English one in a 10. Let's see how many Japanese Meowths exist. Original series. Jungle. Where is it at? Jungle. Where the hell is Japanese? Why am I having a hard time finding this on here? Pokémon. Jungle. CGC Pop. Japanese. There we go. Might as well bring it up because the next few cards are going to be from that anyway. Didn't do too bad. 270 graded, 19 pristine 10s, 76 gem mint 10s. So, the upper echelon for the Meowth. I don't know if I think I pulled a Persian too, if I remember right. Yeah, I think I got the double whammy. I pulled a Meowth and a Persian in both my English, my single English and my single Japanese jungle pack that I opened. No, apparently not. Primeape. I guess I just sent this one in because I looked it over and said this looks pretty good. I figured I'd go for the pristine 10 or the gem mint 10 on it. Primeape, not my favorite art, not my favorite Pokemon, but looked pretty good to me. Got the 10. My guess was correct. 107 graded, 8 pristine 10, 28 gem mint 10s. So pretty good on that, actually. That is it for this box. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I have another box. The other box is not full. There are 33 cards in the other box. It is gonna start getting into other things other than Pokemon, but we'll keep that a surprise. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna cut it. So I can cut it right here. It is not opened, as you can see. Yeah, the Pristine Dragonite so far is for sure the #1 thing so far, I'd say. Getting Pristine on anything vintage is pretty significant. Okay. I'm assuming... Let me check this. Okay, no, that's a different card. Okay, so we go from top right. This is not sitting well, hold on. Ooh. This has a nick in the bottom right. I may have sent it anyway, depending on what, like this might be an Eevee or a Pikachu or something, but they're... I'm gonna be honest with you though, I don't remember the card looking that bad. Look at that bottom right corner. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty bad. Not saying that was their doing, but man, that's pretty freaking bad. Oh hell no, that was not me. Nah, that was them. And you can even see how it kind of lines up with the encapsulation. Because I would not have submitted a Gloom that looked like that. Like, hell no. You can see how it's like pressed in and it looks like maybe they tried to encapsulate it the wrong way first. With like this little piece of plastic. I don't know, you know. I've heard it kind of just comes with the game of submitting cards for grading, but man, I looked over these cards with a magnifying glass. There's no way I would have missed that. And I wouldn't have submitted a Gloom if I saw that damage. I only submitted this for a 10 or a Pristine 10. So I mean, it is what it is, right? We're out $9 essentially. This thing's gonna get hit hard. This is probably gonna be like a 7 something, 7.5. Still gave me the 8, but yeah. Unfortunate. Oops. Is there... I was kind of hoping that this Snorlax would have got a same grade as the Munchlax, but pair them up. Sequential. I mean, it's possible I missed that, but I spent quite a bit looking over each card I submitted. I'm not one of those people that just grabs cards and throws them into a penny sleeve and then that's it. Like, no, I looked over these things like crazy. At least it was a Gloom and not something else. Alright. See, this one doesn't have that damage. Top right corner might be a little nicked. Oh, this is the, oh, that, how did I mess that up? Oh, you know what? I think I noticed this after I made my submission in the list. And in order to go back and correct it, I would have had to like redo the entire submission, and I'm like, hell no, that ain't worth the sequential. So here, somehow, like I said, I thought I pulled the Persian. We pulled the Meowth and the Persian in both the English and the Japanese pack. Now, getting the 10 on this would be nice, a nice way to redeem the missed grading pairing from English. But that corner may hold it back. We'll see. I'm not sure if that's a big issue there. No, we still got the 10. Let me see. Is that an issue? No. It's just the light playing tricks. The thing about the encapsulation, I don't know if it was just my cards, but it's probably like this for CGC in general. These like plastic things inside the case that hold cards in place, where they kind of like would connect together, sometimes it gives you like a weird illusion of the plastic like warping a little bit that makes it look like something's wrong with the corner when it isn't. So yeah, that's really good. We got, I'm actually going to put them together. Look at that. That's beautiful. Not Pristines, but you should never expect Pristines on vintage Pokemon. It's just kind of nice when you get them. Let's see. Persian. $142 graded, 7 Pristine, 37 Gem, and 10. A bunch of 9s and below. Gloom. Bet you I have one of the lowest graded Glooms now. 101 Glooms, 5 Pristines, 26 Gem Mint. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. At least it's a low population. There's only 2 8s. 3 7s, 3 6.5s, so forth, so on. There's like a few for each one going down. Somebody might want it because there, believe it or not, like, there are people out there that collect, so there are 8 collectors out there. 8 is typically as low as most people will go. 9 is affordable. 8 is like if you're on a really small budget, but a lot of people still like 8s because they are classified as near mint. So for some people that's okay. They just want like an encapsulated mint card. So there are 8 collectors out there, but the cards typically tend to be super cheap. You pretty much pay the cost of grading for most of them at that point, if that. This looks pretty good. Ooh, Cubone. Yeah, my jungle pack was pretty darn good. I got some really good commons and uncommons in it. I was very happy with it. Do we get the 10 on Cubone? 9 on Cubone. Okay, I'll take a 9 on Cubone. Like I said, it's better than a half grade. Uh-oh. The 9 and the 10 stack are exact. Well, I mean, we're not counting the Pristines. Probably about the same as Cubone, so I wouldn't be surprised if this Eevee, once again a card I pulled from a pack, all these are from a pack, also gets a 9. 10 on Eevee, I mean there's a bajillion Eevees graded, but obviously want a 10. Got the 10 on the Eevee, okay. I'll take that. 10s on any of the big fan favorites. Eevee. There are 400 graded, actually less than I was expecting. Wow, yeah. There's only 72 Gem Mint 10s out of the 400, 8 Pristine, so that's actually not bad. That's a pretty good one. And then I think the next one might be a Pikachu. I don't know if I pulled the Pikachu, maybe I didn't. Oh man, what the fuck? Oh wait, this might be my... Okay, if this is the Wigglytuff, because that bottom right corner is looking... Man, there's no way I would have submitted a card like that. Holy crap. If this isn't Wigglytuff, I'm gonna be shocked. Okay, this is the Wigglytuff. I mean, the corner bend was bad, but holy crap, I don't remember it being that bad. I pulled this fresh from the pack. But you can see that bottom right corner. I can swear that looks a little worse, but I guess it really was just that bad. I remember being a little disappointed because this was not Gem Mint 10 quality when I pulled it from the pack. Luckily, I am a fan of normal type Pokemon. So Wigglytuff is kind of like, you know, I wouldn't be as disappointed with this as some people would. This is probably going to be like a 7, 7.5. It depends how harsh they are on that corner bend. It is something that only shows up on the back, though. So maybe they'll be a little lenient on it. Yeah, 7.5. So, card still means a lot to me. Pulled it from a Japanese pack personally recently, so that is one that stays with me. Dust. Now, some of these are going to be my childhood cards. I'm just not sure where they start. The centering is a little off on the back here. Oh no, okay, so this is... I thought this had a pretty good shot at the 10. This is Vending Series Chansey, so these were cards in Japan where like you'd peel them off of a sheet. They're really old. They have like a glossy finish to them as opposed to the typical matte finish of a Pokemon card. And I just loved how dopey this Chansey looks. So, buying this in a 10, like if you wanted to grade it, is probably the better way to go, but I figured I'd try my luck. I bought this at a convention. An 8, yeah. So, the thing about Japanese cards, they tend to be really, really good shape. So when you get one that is like off-center, that's usually highly unusual for Japanese Pokemon, so they'll definitely ding you for that for sure. So they got me for that. Checking for any kind of scratches. Ooh. Yeah, it actually has a little card curl in the bottom left there. Nothing drastic like the Wigglytuff, but you can see in the reflection a little bit of a upward bend in the bottom left. This might be... Yeah, I think these are my childhood cards because I'm kind of seeing wear and scratches on the back. Alright, so these are big ones. You guys ready for these? Now, honestly, I don't care what grades these get. I wiped them down with a microfiber cloth the best I could to try and like get rid of any kind of smudging. But they are going to have wear. These are cards from my childhood from a binder sitting in a closet for who knows how many years. So, judging by what those pack fresh Japanese cards got, I'm going to assume for most of these we're going to get in like the 5 to... I'd be shocked with anything higher than a 7 on these because of, you know, how they were stored. But we got the Team Rocket Dark Blastoise, my personal card from all those years ago. I'm going to say, based on what I saw from the other Japanese cards, that Wigglytuff got a 7.5, but it had a terrible curl. These don't have curls. Honestly, there's not too much scratching going on with the Blastoise. I'm going to say it's a 6.5 or a 7. Yeah, okay, I was pretty accurate with that. I will take a 7. Listen, this shit was sitting in my closet in a dirty card page that you'd put in like a 3-ring binder with no penny sleeves. Curled up inside of like a fucking Beanie Baby plastic tube. I can't even describe to you guys how these cards are stored. The fact that this can pull off a near mint, I will freaking take it. These are also never leaving. These are not for sale. These are all staying in my collection. This one's looking a little better. I'm not seeing as many scratches on the back. That's the Blastoise. Blastoise had like one big visible scratch. There should be a pretty big one. These are all big ones, by the way. The Lugia. Centering is off. Very heavy on the left, so that is going to hold it back. Not seeing any kind of... Obviously, looking at it, shining it in a light, way different than a microscope. Or you know, jeweler's loupe or something. I'm going to say this is better than the Blastoise. I'm going to say this gets a 7.5 or an 8. An 8 would be crazy on this. Wow, 8.5 on my Lugia. So close to the 9. Man, that is surprising as hell. I would have never expected a grade that high on my freaking childhood cards. Apparently the new way to store these things is no penny sleeve in a closet. 3-ring binder page. That's pretty good for that Lugia. Curious to see how many of those exist, but it might take me a bit to look it up. Gold, Silver, 2 and New Worlds. 2 a New Worlds. Lugia. 2,120 graded. 12 in a Pristine 10. 87 Shipment 10. 32 9.5. 327 9s, 433 8.5s, and then like, you know, the rest are 8s and below, and there's quite a bit of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I hate the half grades, but it's better than an 8. The shipping? Oh, I don't remember. Shipping back was expensive though, $35. CGC is not... CGC is known for having pretty pricey shipping. They're 9 and change for each card to grade with CGC. I have 10% discount. So this has a scratch on the back. Right down the back. Got a little bit of corner issues. So, but when you see the card, you'll understand why it was still sent. Lane's Charizard, once again, childhood collection. Centering is off. Not seeing any crazy scratches. So this will definitely get dinged for the scratch on the back and the centering. If the Lugia got an 8.5, I would not doubt it if this got the 8.5 as well. But... oh, that's right, the corner had an issue. I'm going to say this gets a 7 or a 7.5. Wow, the 8. Damn. I'm going to be honest with you, I was expecting like 5s and 6s on these cards. I'm actually pretty shocked that my cards are in that good a condition. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to check it because there's probably a bajillion Charizards graded. Doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not selling it. But I'm pretty happy with that. Take a sip of water here. The Pokemon cards end soon. Then we get a little bit of variety coming. I probably tried taking this off with a microfiber cloth, but there is a little bit of wear on the back there. I think that's like into the card. It's not like dirt or anything. I would have tried to remove any dirt. So yeah, that's probably going to affect the grade a decent amount. This is my Dark Charizard. Now this one, if I remember right, had a visible scratch on the front. I think it was the Charizard. Centering also a little off, not as bad as the others. Oh yeah, there it is. So this is probably going to dock the grade quite a bit, but there is a visible scratch on the hollow. Like going above the hollow here, there's like a white hollow scratch that goes like right there. So that will hold the grade back. They don't like things like that at all. So I'm going to say this is like a 6 or a 6.5. It's not going to be good, but that's okay. 7. Okay, man, I'll take a 7 on that. Oh, man, you know what I love? No, I love this. I'm actually so glad that got the 7. You know why? Look at this. Dark Blastoise, Dark Charizard, matching grade, same submission. I should have put them together, but I wanted the Charizards together. I wasn't thinking. How crazy is that both of these cards are deemed the same condition after all these years in my closet? Love that. The Lugia. Yeah, I thought the Lugia was the best shot at a high grade. Would have been so good in a 9, but like I said, grades for those ones didn't matter quite as much to me. Alright, that is it. That is it for Pokemon. At the end, for Pokemon, actually, if you count the Pristines, the 10 stack was pretty high. 10 stack was pretty high. We got the 2 Pristines in the back. But now we start the variety of stuff. And yes, of course, we have Metazoo. I graded the couple of Metazoo cards that meant the most to me to have significant sentimental value. You can see the centering on this is really bad. And not a lot of people grade Metazoo with CGC. Most people go PSA, because that's where most of the collectors go for graded, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm grading with CGC. I like their cases more, I like their labels more. So this is one of 2 cards. Okay, so you guys might remember this card. This is the serialized... What is it? Swamp Sunken... Manchac Swamp Sunken Skeletons, but this is the numbered to 20 card that I pulled from a blister pack. Flip the hell out. Metazoo serialized cards, by the way, extremely hard to pull from like the regular sets. So this is the only one I had ever pulled. Out of all the Metazoo I opened, this is the only one. What they do with Metazoo Hollows, the serialized, they actually put the character art, see the little skeletons? They actually put the character art in the hollow, so you can actually see them repeating the little skeletons in the hollow pattern. That's how they differentiated besides this. For those that don't know, by the way, Metazoo is returning. Probably do a video on it at some point talking about my opinions on it, but Metazoo is coming back, and you guys are going to be freaking shocked who bought Metazoo if you are not familiar. But it is a team of people like the old vice president behind Pokemon during the Wizards of the Coast era. Bought the company with like some other super high profile people. The team page on their website literally has, what's his name, Richard Garfield in the team. So, and they're apparently coming out with a new set first quarter next year. No idea what's going to happen with Metazoo. We'll see. We're along for the ride though. This is not being sold. This is just a sentimental card for me from Metazoo. With that centering on the back, I'm going to say that this is like an 8.5 or a 9. 10 would be nice. Maybe they don't care about the centering on the back. Got the 9. Okay. Yeah, if the centering was good, it would have been a 10, maybe even a pristine 10. But I was just encapsulating this. At the end of the day, I didn't really care about the grade, but oof. Man, that's centering. And usually Metazoo cards don't have that bad of centering. Alright, we did not get the pristine on this. This card here, also centering a little off. Ooh, what is that in the top right? Wow, it looks like they actually got a little dent on a line dent. That does look like a factory error though. Damn, that's gonna hold this back. But whatever. So this is my silver supporter medal. Metazoo sent these out to content creators for their support. The funny thing is, though, they sent me this card a little late. By the time I got this, I was already kind of done with Metazoo and kind of bitter and sour about the direction they were going. But I still wanted to get it graded. Seeing that problem on the back, though, this is probably going to be like an 8 if I'm lucky. Yep. Whatever, 10 would have been cool, but I did want to protect this card. I'm going to tell you, though, I did not. That really feels like something... I don't know about that. I feel like I would have noticed it, but if you look at the top of this card, it's like a line, dent line that goes to the top right. That's just weird. I mean, it would take forever to go through these cards and like document the things I noticed, but whatever, it is what it is. Right now I mostly just collect. I've played some things here and there, but I'm not one of those TCG players showing up at a store every week to play card games. That ain't me. Alright, this did not get the Pristine. I was really hoping it would, but that's okay. This, as you can see, is a serialized 5 of 5 card. This is from the Metazoo Topps Chrome. However, what makes this card pretty wild is that there are no cards that exist below the 5 out of 5. So in other words, the only cards that exist for this one specifically are the 1 of 1, and then the group of the 5 of 5. So there are literally 6 of this card in serialized. And that is it. There's no, like, you know how Topps usually does, like, oh, the 5 of 5, the 10 of 10, the 20 of 20, the 20, you know, whatever. So, no, this is only 1 of 1 and 5 of 5. And I have 5 of 5. So this is actually an extremely rare card. If this gets like a 9.5 or something, it's whatever. I'm holding on to this because I rage opened this card. In other words, this was the final thing I opened for Metazoo, like at the peak of everybody falling out from Metazoo going under. So I was just like rage opening my leftover Metazoo stuff. Bought this from a local card shop, and they said that this box was sitting in their store since the Chrome cards release, so like, you know, at least a year. And I bought it and it was in there. Opened this on a stream. It's a pretty badass looking card, by the way. I am a fan of this. It's got all Loveland Frogman and Mothman, Topps X Cryptid Nation, which is like the partnership between Metazoo and Topps. Hoping for a 10. I didn't see anything crazy wrong with this card, so... Black Refractor, please. We got the 10. Okay, I will freaking take that. Honestly, it does look kind of cool, regardless of not having the Pristine 10. Look at... Hold on, the Black Refractors? Holy crap, those look really good with that CGC label. I think the Metazoo collector is underestimating CGC labels, but at least Black Refractors. I will take it. That is one I will be holding on to. Ooh, moving into some Lord of the Rings. Decipher. Okay, so here's something crazy. Decipher cards, so like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, probably even Star Trek. Nobody has ever received a Pristine 10 from a Decipher card game, because these cards are notorious for just not being good out of the factory, and I'm already noticing a dent on the back of this card. Man, some of this shit, I swear, man, this person better not have had long fingernails or something, because that looks about where you would grab a card pulling it out of the fucking CGC's card guards. I would have never, unless this is a certain card. Hold on, let me see what card it is. Okay, so no, you know what? This might have actually been like this, because I bought this on eBay. I did not pull this fresh from a pack. So yeah, I was not the happiest with the condition this card was in after I got it from eBay, but you'll see why I bought it. Because this shit is rare as hell. There is a dent on the back, so that's going to hold it back. But there was a big surprise with this card that I saw on my grading report before the grades had been submitted, like, for me to see. I did see that they marked error cards, so they marked my Charizard error, but they also marked this as an error, and I didn't even realize it. So apparently this is an error. Let me see if I can figure out how they determined that. It's the Balrog, but it's the holo from the Mines of Moria set. Getting a holo rare, let alone the holo Balrog, like, you guys have no idea how rare it is to pull this card in a pack or a booster box. So an entire booster box, you are lucky to get a holographic rare. So you're not even guaranteed a rare holo in an entire booster box. So to get a rare holo and then have it be the Balrog when there's like a ton of other holos or rares in the set is just like ridiculous. So I bought this on eBay. Don't remember what it costs. Oh wow, I think I actually see it. Hold on. Here, look. So they labeled it misaligned print layer. Look, you know it's a long title when even CGC has to abbreviate that. Look at LOTR decipher. Usually CGC doesn't have to abbreviate anything, but they had to abbreviate this. Errors are definitely more valuable. There's some error collectors out there. I don't know about... Nobody really grades Lord of the Rings with CGC. Nobody really grades Lord of the Rings, period. But I like CGC because think about it. If I submitted this to PSA, they would they don't label error cards. So this is why I love CGC, especially for errors. They label it on the label. I wouldn't even notice this. Now, if you look here at the 14, that is not supposed to look like that. It's kind of like weird and kind of like the ink is out of... It's misaligned, just like they said, and I did not catch this. I'm like really impressed. Whoever graded these Deciphered Lord of the Rings cards, they knew their stuff. Oh, I think I actually see it. Look at this. So there's like a thin blue line down here. That's the misalignment right there, I believe. So like the card art doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the card, and it looks... Yeah, it looks misaligned, so shout outs to CGC for noticing that. I did not label this as an error card. But with that dent on the back, I'm going to say that this gets... looks like there might also be a little dot right there. I'm going to say it's like a 7.5 or an 8, or an 8.5 at the most. We got 8. I'll take the 8. 8 error. And Decipher cards do not grade easily, so I'll take the 8. So this is definitely a one-of-a-kind card right here. I don't think anybody else has a misaligned print layer holo Balrog. More Lord of the Rings. I submitted some holos, I submitted some non-holos. Honestly, just to test the waters to see how they grade Lord of the Rings for me. But yeah, these cards are notorious, right? Like if you see, that is not a bend in the corner of the card. That is how the card is cut. So when they cut this in the factory, their blades are just not very good, and they kind of like make bad corners. Like this corner here is really bad. It's just unfortunately how they cut them. It's not damage to the card. I'm just kind of hoping that they recognize that. This person seems to be familiar with them though, so we'll see. Centering a little off on this. I just submitted it because it's a rare Gandalf, and I think this was from a... I think this was from... Well, we'll see. It's on the label. Ensafangorn set. Okay. So, honestly, anything Lord of the Rings Decipher, I'll be happy with a 9 and above. 9 and above is really hard to get on these. Wow, we got the Gem and 10 Gandalf. Okay. Wow, okay. Makes me wish I submitted more Lord of the Rings cards, because this grader absolutely understands Decipher Lord of the Rings. A lot of the... Because don't forget, you're submitting cards, and you're going to have to hope that the grader understands all the TCGs that you're submitting to them. This grader understands Lord of the Rings TCG, because they recognized that these are not dings on the corners of the cards, but it's actually how the card was cut in the factory. But almost every... You can't avoid it. Like, it's actually almost unavoidable. The little, like, weird lips that the edges of these, or the corners of these cards get from the factory cuts. Most graders don't understand that. PSA, CGC, because not a lot of people submit these. This is definitely the only one, for sure, for Gandalf. I'm not even going to check it. Like, this is the... Because not a lot of people have graded Lord of the Rings with CGC, let alone PSA. Wow, that is so rare. Man, if that was the Pristine, you guys have no idea how... Like, just in general for grading. No, let me just reiterate this. No Decipher cards. So Decipher is the company that made these cards. They did Lord of the Rings, they did Star Wars CCG back in the day, they did all, a couple other games. A Decipher card has never received a Pristine 10 from CGC. Never. So if this was a Pristine 10, that would have been a world's first across all of their cards. Just to put that into perspective. I'm actually curious. I'm curious. Am I the only one that submitted that? Ents of Vanguard. I'm gonna be honest. I was not expecting 10s on my Lord of the Rings cards. So rare. They do not hand... There's only a handful of 10s across all Lord of the Rings cards on this pop report. Of course, that is a non-holo, which are way easier to get 10s on than the holos. Okay, there it is. Nope, that is not it. Man, I just can't. It'll take me a little too long to find it, I think. Let me see, hold on. Star Trek, Star Wars, Star Trek. Let me search Lord of the Rings. I don't like how you search on here for sets. Say for Gandalf. Okay, so there's not a lot of people that have submitted cards for this, let alone for Ents of Fangorn. So I am the only person to submit this Gandalf card to CGC, and it is the only 10, obviously. I'm not sure what this one is about to be. This might be Aragorn? Oh, no, okay, this is... We did a holo after. The Witch King. Deathless Lord. This is one of the premium cards from Ents of Fangorn. I pulled all of these on live streams or videos, by the way. So, if you watched all my live streams and videos for Lord of the Rings, you would have seen me actually pull these. A 10 in this would be crazy, but it's foil, so I'm not expecting it. 8.5, yeah. That's about more in line with Lord of the Rings Decipher cards. Foils just... It is what it is. They're so hard to grade. Little dust specks on here. So all these are packed fresh. Really not sure what to expect. Oh, Aragorn. This is also from Ents of Fangorn. A 10 with the Aragorn and the Gandalf. We get the gem in 10. Wow, okay. That's a good pairing. Aragorn and Gandalf. They do not give a lot of 10s for these. And you can check the earlier sets, like Fellowship and some of the other sets will have more cards graded. Not a lot of 10s at all. I don't want to get too much into CGC. I kind of explained it in my video where I showed the cards I was submitting before I sent them off. I just like the slabs better. They're cheaper, they're more affordable, quicker turnaround times. I like the labels better. I think CGC slabs are hideous personally. And since I'm just getting into grading, I don't have like a collection full of PSA cards that persuade me to keep collecting PSA. Because I'm just dipping my toes in the water, so I'm free to choose essentially whatever grading company I want. So I just go with the ones that I like best. And I think the allure of the chance of getting Pristines definitely like puts it over the edge for me. Because getting a Pristine in your grades is way more fun than getting a PSA 10, in my opinion. And I'm not really getting into this so much for the selling. If you're selling, go with PSA. A lot of it is for personal collection, with the side of like selling a little on the side to offset the costs. So I'm not too concerned with getting PSA 10s. I will submit PSA for cards that make sense, like Star Wars CCG. The entire community pretty much grades with PSA, so that's what I'm going to go with. But, yeah, pretty straightforward. Assuming this is one of my other holos. Oh, no, it's a non-holo Saruman. This is from a different set, so different packs. Would they be as crazy as to give me 3 10s? Realms of the Elf Lords is a pretty rare set. One of the harder to get packs for this game. Wow, we got the 10 on Saruman. Man, shoutouts to this grader. They knew what to look for with non-holo Lord of the Rings Decipher cards. That is so cool. It makes me wish I submitted more main characters, because let me tell you, boy, I don't think I'm ever getting 10s again for main characters. It's so hard to get a grader that understands this set. Okay. Looks pretty good. Yep, my pack fresh Aragorn. This one, I think, was the first. Yeah, this is from Fellowship of the Ring. So I remember being really excited when I pulled this. I pulled this on stream. Really nice foil. You can see how they foiled the spot foiling with Lord of the Rings. So they only foil like certain parts of the card, so they did like all of the edge work on his outfit there. 10 in this would be, man, getting a 10 in a holo foil would be crazy. I'm gonna say it gets an 8.5, just like the Lich King though. 9. I'll take a 9. 9 is not easy to get on a holo foil. Not at all. The centering, I think, did it in. Otherwise, I think it would have been 10 material, but the centering on the front is really bad. You can see how heavy it is on the right. This might be the last Lord of the Rings card. I didn't submit too many Lord of the Rings. Should be my Gandalf. Yep. Really nice card. This is from Mines of Moria. Honestly, I'll take anything like 9 and above on this. Wow, holy smokes. We got the 10 on a holo foil. And it's a Gandalf. That's like one of my favorite cards too. That was unexpected. That's, you guys don't know how big that is. Those cards are so hard to get 10s in. Decipher. Decipher cards, not easy to grade. That's another one I pulled from a pack. I think it's on stream or a video, one of the two. Alright. Yep. Alright, that is it for Lord of the Rings Decipher. I have like a couple of Star Wars cards in here. I bought this at a convention. I just thought it looked really cool. I kind of was hoping for the Pristine on it. This is something that I'm definitely open to selling, but honestly I think it'll be hard to sell CGC graded Star Wars tops. A lot of people go at PSA, but it is what it is. This is number 41 of 60, partially completed Death Star. I just really like the green. That's pretty much it. Looks like it might actually have, ooh man, I'm seeing it now, some kind of print line thing going across there. Let me see. Yeah, I would not doubt it if this gets a really low grade. Like, I wouldn't even doubt it if this is a 6 or 7. I'm not sure if that's... Oh, let's find out. It's probably not going to be good. A 9? Okay. So, whatever I'm seeing here is apparently not a problem with the card. I guess that's just... Oh, actually, you know what? It does go out... It's throughout the entire card. A 9. 10 would have been good. But it is a pretty flashy looking card. Okay, I pulled this personally from one of the Star Wars boxes I opened while I was still opening Star Wars stuff. It's just my favorite card art, and I was pretty excited when I pulled this. 9 out of 150. This is called the Star Wars Saga. Just really like the art. I thought it was pretty awesome. All the characters. Pulling a card like this yourself rather than buying it online as a single just means a lot more. Atomic Refractor. Top Stores Chrome Galaxy. We got the 10. Okay, I'll take it. Not a Pristine, but like I said, you never hope for Pristines. Those are just kind of dumb luck sometimes. Oh, well, speaking of which, we got a Pristine. My goodness, I don't know what this is about to be. Take it out with this. Third Pristine of the submission. I don't know if this... I'm kind of hoping it's not Star Wars, to be honest with you. As you can see. It is Pristine label. We're just gonna flip it. Wait, do I spoil it? I think we just flip it. Because this could be... If I see the back, it'll take the fun out of it. Oh, man. I forgot. I honestly forgot I submitted Final Fantasy stuff. I submitted a sampling of some of my Final Fantasy cards just to see how CGC grades them. And we got the Pristine on Lightning from Opus 1. And that looks beautiful. Yep. I submitted just a few of them just to see how they would do. Did they give 10s? Did they give Pristines? I'll take that. Well, I know what cards are coming up here then. Not a Pristine. These, I think, most of these I pulled from packs myself, but there were some that I bought from TCG Player. So, I wouldn't even doubt it if some of these got really bad grades, because I looked over them and I was noticing some things on certain copies I had that others didn't have, and I was just like, let's just see what happens. So I'll take a 10 on these. Obviously the Pristine is what you're going for. Them measuring centering on these and everything is pretty tough. Yeah, so I just submitted a random Tidus, not the Pristine. I didn't submit any of my Wave 1 cards, because honestly, I wanted to see how they graded these first, and just how they look. So this is just a normal Legend Tidus, nothing crazy. 9.5, yeah. That's probably one I will sell. These are not dots, it's just dust. Sephiroth. I had a few Sephiroths, some of them definitely had some issues. I'm actually looking at this, I see something going on here. I don't know if that's... I don't know, we'll find out. I'll be able to tell from the grade what they're seeing. Okay, we got a 10 on the Sephiroth. So that is not what I thought it was. And follow up, I mean, come on, I submitted these as a pair because I'm like, man, it would be cool to get the same, like, 10s on both Cloud and Sephiroth. Wow, we got the pair. 10 Cloud, 10 Sephiroth. Okay, CGC. I will definitely consider you for more Final Fantasy in the future. Okay, that's all I submitted for Final Fantasy. Like I said, just a quick sampling. So only the Tidus got docked. Yeah, we'll keep these in front. The stack's getting so high anyway now. Alright. I also submitted a couple of Illustrals cards. Those of you that watch my Illustrals video, you probably have a good idea of what these might be. Unfortunately, I was really hoping for the Pristine. This card, boy, I was... So these are serialized stellar cards, they call them, but you can only pull just listen to this real quick. You can only pull this card from starter decks. And they're seeded very, very rarely. So they like replace one of the other cards in the starter deck. And I've watched the creator of the game open up like 30 or 40 starter decks and not pull one of these. I opened up my first starter deck, I think it was. I think I only got like 2 or 3 of the starter deck, so you can get like a playset. I pulled a serialized starter deck card. No clue how they're going to grade Illustrals, no clue. Obviously we're hoping for the 10, but I just really wanted to grade this to encapsulate it. So how do they label this? Sundial Illustrals Chronodile Starter Deck First Edition Stellar Secret Rare Hollow. Okay, so they don't put serialized in that part of it. We got the 9. That's fine. Like I said, I wasn't sure what to expect from like Illustrals in terms of how their cards grade. And not too many people have graded Illustrals with CGC. Centering looks off on the back. Alright. That's my other Illustrals that I submitted. Centering looks a little off on the back. This is the other Stellar serialized that I pulled on a live stream. This was the first Stellar I ever pulled, the Jutaya. This one was from their Shattered Stars pack, so like their monthly packs. Very hard to pull a Stellar from those. Any serialized cards, very hard to pull. And we got an 8 on that. Okay. Alestral's card quality, fresh out of packs. Not Gem Mint 10 in the eyes of CGC, but they are encapsulated now. Alright, we are down to the final handful of cards here. Okay. So these last 4 cards here are going to come from the same set. These are not ones that I previewed in a video, but you guys are going to see what I submitted here for the first time. Oops. So universes. You're like, wait, what? Godzilla cards. I was kind of hoping for Pristines on these because I thought it would look really cool. History's Greatest Monster. I was the first person, by the way, to submit these cards to the CGC, so I actually had to like fill out on the registry, like, hey, this is what I want to submit, this is the set it's from. So probably added a little bit of extra wait time to my submission. Let's see how they label this. History's Greatest Monster Universe's Challenger Series Godzilla Rare Foil Alternate Art. We got the 10, okay. Not sure if I'm going to keep these or sell them. I'm not sure if there's really... There's quite a few CGC Universes cards created, so who knows, maybe the collectors of Universes might actually be after these. But I do like the look of them myself. I just don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with this set. Like, in terms of collecting the whole set. It would just be too crazy. Because you can only get packs of this from starter decks. Alright, City Rampage Universes Challenger Series. Can we get a 10 on all of them? Okay, 10 on that. It's really cool art on that one. Other universes. Rodan. They gonna do Rodan dirty? These are all cards I pulled, by the way, so... We got the 10 on the Rodan, okay. Oh, of course the Pristine is the lamest one. No! No. I know what one this is. Another Pristine, though, I'm not going to complain about it. But man, when you guys see what card this is, you're going to be like, oh. If only it was the one that comes after this. Or any of the ones before it. Alright, you ready? I'm just going to reveal it. Scree. Supersonic Flight. Honestly, though, the Pristine looks pretty good with the coloring on this card. But man, of all the Godzilla cards I submitted, that's the one you give me the Pristine on? Did me dirty. Alright, this is the final card in the submission. This is a big one. It's obviously not a Pristine because we can see the back. Some of you may know what card this is about to be if you watched my video on my opening of Godzilla Challenger Series. So this is the Godzilla -1 promo card. So the way that this card worked, to get this card, you had to buy $100 worth of stuff on TCG Player on one day during Godzilla Day. I think it was one day. I think it was one day only. So you had to buy $100, and anybody that bought $100 worth of stuff, they would send you a pack in the mail. That pack would contain a single card, and 1 in 10 of those packs would contain this card. The other one was just like some pretty cool looking Godzilla card, but 1 in 10 would contain this card. This is the chase card. People pay like $150 just for a pack at a 10% chance of opening this from a pack. Alright, so this shit's really rare and sought after. I pulled it. I got one pack. The pack they sent me in the mail for buying something on Godzilla Day, my pack literally had this card. So, of course we graded it. Hoping for the 10. Obviously not the Pristine. Godzilla -1. And don't forget, this was just sitting in an envelope, so I wouldn't doubt it if they're going to catch something on here that I didn't. Please. Oh, got the 9. That's okay. Kind of expected the way that this was shipped. literally in just like an envelope, right? Not a bubble envelope, just an envelope that you'd mail a letterhead in. So they probably caught something on here. Maybe it was the centering. Is that a scratch on the back of my case? Really? I think it is. Little scratch on the back. Didn't notice any other scratches on my cases, so we'll let it fly. Unfortunate. They gave me the Pristine on the lamest Godzilla card of the 4 that I submitted. Not sure if I'm going to hang on to this or think about selling it. I don't know. The right offer, I'd probably sell it, personally. But yeah, that was super fun. That was everything. So, just to recap, we got 4 Pristines. I'm going to spoil the Pristines in the back here if you didn't catch the start of the stream, if you don't want to see them. So, like I said, Pristines, boy, they are no joke, especially when you're like me submitting mostly vintage stuff. So we got the Pristine on the Lightning. Got the Pristine on the Snorlax Chilling Reign, which looks really cool with the golds. Probably the biggest, one of the biggest things of the submission, which I was not expecting, which is a Pristine on the Dragonite. And then, of course, that Godzilla card. Let's see. So how many 10s did we get? We got 4. 4 Godzilla, 5 Godzilla 10s. Or, sorry, 4 Godzilla 10s. So here's the 10 stack. And a good spread, too. Like, in the future, I probably won't do a bajillion different TCGs at once. I'll probably, like, mostly just submit the same kind of cards in the same submission. But this is the finale here in terms of what was what. So here's the 10 stack. It's higher than the camera can show. 10 stack. 9s and 9.5s right here. And then anything below a 9. So, considering that I submitted a bunch of vintage stuff from Pokemon, Topps packs, and childhood cards, and all that stuff, I think it would be pretty good. Good variety. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming out for my first CGC opening. It's going to be a while before we get more graded cards back because, well, I haven't submitted anything. It's not something I can do too frequently. Future submissions will also certainly not be this big, but I figured for the first submission I'd have a lot of fun with it. Future submissions will probably be like their minimum requirement of like, I think 20 or 25 cards or whatever the hell it is. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with the extras. It'll probably get me around to take, because I got to like renew my shipping address thing with UPS. So I can't sell anything until I do that, but yeah, I'll probably throw some of these cards up on my eBay store at some point, but I don't know when that'll be. Probably not until November, December. But yeah, I gotta take a break. I gotta eat something. It's apparently already 10 o'clock, so it's probably gonna be a late and a short horror month stream. But had to do this at some point. I got these in yesterday, and I couldn't stream yesterday with these, so I wanted to get it done now, rather than just have them sitting around. The wait was excruciating. Anyway. If you want to see the rest of the video, it'll be archived, so you can just check the channel if you missed the beginning. But yeah, you guys have a good one.